This is Fox San Antonio's Daytime at 9.
Roll the footage, monkeys. Tonight, none of you will ever be the same again. You can lose it again.
There are few wrestlers more famous, charismatic, and handsome than our next guest.
And you know what? You will never be the same after this.
Again!
Please welcome the one, the only Chris Jericho, everybody! Yay. He's here!
We must say, we have never had a studio audience this full. We don't even have a studio audience.
So, no, this is not typical. Everyone's trying to act nonchalant like they're always in here at this time. They're not.
I like that video. It's like the different hairstyles of Jericho.
Yeah.
I was going to say,
What was your favorite? What was your favorite?
I liked having the long hair, but then I moved to Florida and my hair was really bad in humidity. So I would just go like it would be really cool in dry climate, and then I would go in the humidity. It would turn like Shirley Temple, little curls like this.
Welcome to our world in South
Good
Texas.
hairspray. We'll give you some tips.
I wish I had hair like Biff. He's still got cool hair. I don't have that. It didn't work for me.
We're going to talk to Biff in just a little bit. But okay, so everyone knows you. You are, I think, the most famous wrestler ever, the best looking and the best one.
Jeez. You guys are good for my ego. Can I work here?
Yes, you
can I get a job here, please?
Yes. We don't pay money.
We don't pay. We will pay you in tacos.
Thank you.
So years and years you've been doing this, but you actually started out in Mexico. Was that your first name as a lucha libre? That's what I hear, and we even have
look at that.
a little
this girl right here, it was kind of like Mexico's version of Destiny's Child, but she wasn't the Beyonce. She was like the third one.
I'm seeing
there's some good side boobies there.
There's some side boobs.
Yeah, she was hot. It was a good photo session. Yeah, that was back in '93. I started in Mexico, actually '92. And my name at the time was Corazón de León, which is Lionheart in Spanish.
I love it.
Which is funny though, because there was a bunch of guys there that had, like Mexican guys that had names like Blue Demon and like the White Shadow, but they were Spanish.
Right.
And I was the Canadian guy with the Spanish name, and it never made sense to me. Why am I Corazón de León and he's the Blue Demon?
Why not?
Well, why not?
You were
the
lion hair.
You were the heartthrob, right? You were the heartthrob.
It was, it was like that magazine was kind of like a teen beat magazine. So my first thing in the early '90s, I was a teenage heartthrob.
Okay, so
I was like One Direction.
You were like Harry Styles, but you
I was the Harry.
Up.
Yeah, I was like the Harry Styles of Mexico.
Yeah. But wait a minute. Okay, so everyone knows
El estilo.
El estilo. Everyone knows what a great wrestler you are, but Fozzy, the music. You're a musician as well. Is there anything you can't do?
I can't have a baby.
Oh. Darn it! But you can be a part of that. So.
I could try. Yeah, I could be on the other side of the coin. Yeah, just when I was a kid, I wanted to be in a rock band and I wanted to be a wrestler. And everyone said that I was crazy to want to do either one of them. And I never looked at it that way. I just wanted to do it, and I never looked away from that. And anybody that told me I couldn't do it, I just kind of didn't listen to them.
It was almost motivation.
Yeah, exactly.
Not many people get to do both. I mean, it's great to
do it
even
well.
Get to do one.
A lot of people.
Yeah, it's been very fortunate. A lot of luck and a lot of tenacity. And a lot of sacrifice. Obviously, you have to give up a lot of stuff and really focus on what you want to do. But it's funny. I read Arnold Schwarzenegger's autobiography, and he said when he was about 14 or 15, he told everyone he wanted to be the world's most famous bodybuilder and the biggest actor in the world. And so people told him he was crazy. So mine was kind of the same thing. I wanted to be in a rock band and I wanted to be a wrestler. And everyone like, you're crazy, you're stupid. And might as well have been telling people I wanted to be a sword swallower or a mime. It was just like, what wrestling?
Right. Massive
musician?
Success has been your own revenge. Okay, so
yes.
we have a super fan in studio. His name is Travis Rodriguez. We call him T-Rod.
Hold on. He's reading us. He's busy.
I love this.
Travis.
I love this table of Jericho.
He has just a little bit of memorabilia.
A couple things.
And these are his personal things. Okay,
I'll say, since I was much younger, I've been a huge Jerichoholic.
Look at that, it's a home shopping network.
Wait, Travis, you've actually wrestled a bit yourself. You've dabbled.
Well, I spent a few months in the squared circle. But one thing that I read in A Lion's Tale, Chris Jericho's first autobiography, was he was a journalism major and he was covering some stories, and then he realized like he wanted to be the one that they were writing stories about.
Yeah, I was too egotistical to write the stories.
I found myself in the ring saying I'd be really more interested in like putting this all together as production. So that's kind of how I got into TV.
I want to show you one thing quickly.
Inspired. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Look at this bobblehead. It's like it looks more like Kurt Cobain.
It does.
I've always hated this. It's like that's like the Kurt Cobain
Smells like Teen
bobblehead.
Spirit.
That was Lucha
Plus, they're
Libre
very
more
creepy.
than
I always thought, yeah, I was
Can
kind
I see that mug?
But you know what? Chris
mug.
Stein.
I didn't even. I've never.
Stein.
I didn't even know this existed.
You
I've never
know
even seen that
that
before.
you have
awfully
made
thirsty.
it when you have your own bobblehead.
Well,
yeah.
We want to thank Travis T. Rodriguez.
Is
for
that
being
your
the
personal
superfan.
collection?
That is.
Wow, that's a good-
I've had
that's
it
a
in my
good collection.
closet. It's not in my bedroom or anything
Okay.
for the ladies to see. It's in my closet.
You don't have a shrine?
Right? No.
Okay, we should get one.
What's funny is that is a beer stein that I got many
it's a
moons
beer
ago.
stein.
And then I read an article that Chris Jericho actually hates beer. So I found
Well,
that.
I don't hate beer. I just stopped
not your
drinking it.
favorite?
You have to,
I stopped
probably.
drinking. Yeah. Well, I don't know.
It gets you in the gut.
Well, and it's hard to wrestle with a full belly of beer.
Well,
I would
I just
imagine.
drink straight vodka instead.
There you go.
Hey.
Yeah, oh, wow,
Smell
she's
it,
a guru.
low calorie.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
works.
So
It does.
Travis, since you have some of the, ask Chris a question.
Well, one thing that I think is very apparent is that your entire career you've been very flamboyant. You've been almost a rock star as a wrestler. So now you've transitioned to being an actual rock star. So there probably wasn't a whole lot of transition
No.
in doing that, being a frontman.
When I first started wrestling, I wanted to be like the ultimate front man in the wrestling ring. I wanted to be like the David Lee Roth of wrestling, or like Paul Stanley, and be, the number one thing about when you're working in front of a live crowd is connecting with them. And whether that's in music or wrestling, or if you're, doing Dance with the Stars, or if you're doing a Shakespearean play or whatever it is, you have to make the people interested in what you're doing. So that's kind of where I got all of the qualities from a David Lee Roth, took them into the wrestling ring, and wanted to be like the party host. And then when we started Fozzy, kind of took the same qualities that I had taken from rock and roll and put into wrestling and put it back into rock and roll again. So it's very much coming from the same place.
So
All right,
Fozzy's
so
tonight.
That's the thing. This
Tonight.
is why he's here. We
Backstage
want to
Live.
talk about
Backstage Live, yeah.
That's why you're in San Antonio, because you are
I
actually
am.
going to be playing tonight, and the headliner will be Saxon, but you're going to open for
Yeah,
them.
we're excited,
so
yeah.
it
And we're
gets
talking
cool.
legendary
Biff.
Saxon.
We're
yes.
talking to Biff after the break, so
Yeah,
you guys got to
'cause
stick around for
he
that.
was your inspiration. This
One
next
of
guy we're
them,
gonna talk
absolutely.
to.
I told him the story. In 1984, I asked for their album Crusader for Christmas.
Right.
It was my only thing that I wanted for Christmas,
was your
and I
big
got
gift.
it. And here I am, all these years later,
that's cool.
actually hanging out with
Chris
Biff,
Jericho,
having
everybody.
breakfast,
How
talking
great
about
is
World
he?
War Z.
That's right. Okay, we'll be right back. Stay with us more with Chris Jericho.
You want your questions on
after
Facebook?
the break. Oh, we love it. You want some coffee?
I
can
would
have
love
beer.
some. I didn't even know this existed. I hope I got
You do
royalties.
now.
I hope I got
Travis
royalties for this,
has-
Travis.
You're going to have to fight Travis for it, I think.